All right, we are late August and we're going to do a quick food forest update. I haven't come down here in about a month. I haven't weeded this or mowed it in about a month, maybe 3 weeks. And the last time I did a video on the food forest, I was doing a bit of chop and drop, which is untypical of food forests because I had tree species from all different types of ages. So it was just necessary to do. Some people were asking that in the comments last video. This is one of those green alder plants that was, the culprit or the one that I was mowing down. And you can see contributes to a huge amount of foliage in the food forest. And it's actually pretty badass. I like what I've done here. It's I just got what I could. Ideally, you could start every tree at the same age. I think that would be maybe ideal. Maybe your high emergence, you might get some later years, like with my apple trees. And actually, got harvest. I just had, look at these little beautiful little mini apples. They're called Colettes. They're like a gala apple, but mini. They're so cool. Anyways, been picking some of those. But the cool thing about what these green alders do is they produce a lot of shade on the soil, which in this climate is really helpful because our summers are brutal, hot and dry. But I've had an incredible August. I don't remember a summer like this in my life. It's been rainy all month, almost the entire month. I have barely needed to run irrigation at all. So it has clearly benefited the system here. But, you can see these, what is that, like a currant or something? Next to the green alder. That's good. It's doing well. Another green alder here. One of my elms, part of it got broken, but that's okay. This one's doing good here. Another elm. Elderberries just thrive in my climate, and that's why we have natural elderberries all over this property, this being one of them. We counted 30 actually at total property, and there's more now because I'm finding new ones. They pop up everywhere. So it's a thing that I'm actually going to feature in the food forest, and I'm going to be expanding this terrace idea into that dry, bony ridge there as well. It'll be a different context. It'll be more about just regeneration, but I'll be terracing out that way and greening that eventually as well. And elderberries are going to be a big part of that plan. Elderberries and green alder. And so this is actually here. Sorry, my camera is not focusing at a certain distance, but that's a natural green alder, mountain alder. And that's what all these are as well, mountain alders. They're a slightly different variety though, but it's an alder nonetheless. And so alders and elderberries do very well on this property just natively. So that's going to be my plan to expand out into that ridge later. But we got natural mullins coming up. Those are volunteers. Mullins everywhere. Yeah, everything's coming up. The caraganas are the support species tree that I see the least of. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's one there, and there's one there. They're actually coming along beautifully. At first, with this food forest in the early part of the season, I got a big flush of weeds that just smothered everything out. But I've done 2 really thorough weedings where I basically come down, I do the chop and drop, and I mow and prune and all that. And then I also get on my hands and knees and weed out the bottom areas because I had a huge flush of not chickweed, but a similar thing to it. I don't see any of it right now because I've been pretty on it to get it down. But these rainy days have really benefited. Look at the sea buckthorn there, another elm. Green alder. No, these are gojis. No, those are sea buckthorn. Sea buckthorn there. And sea buckthorn right there. Another sea buckthorn. Elderberry, green alder, elm, apple, green alder, elderberry, green alder, elderberry, green alder, high emergent tree. So that's kind of how it's working. Let's look up here and see how these guys are doing. Yeah. Apples, that's a pear, I believe. No, it's a Glenora apple. And then we've got our, what are these ones? These are my poplar or something like that. There's my caragana. Green alder, caragana, green alder. Yes, this one didn't survive. Look at that. These ones, okay, that was a goji. That didn't survive. Green alder, elm, green alder. Emergent tree, this one didn't survive either. This one got nipped when we got that cold spell. A cherry plum. So I'm going to replace that. Carragana elm. That's what this is, I believe. What does it say? Oh, poplar. Okanese poplar. Green alder, Carragana, green alder. This is a smoky Saskatoon. That's coming through nice. Some borage coming in the mix too. Oh, no, that's that's comfrey. And comfrey's interplanted into all these beds as well. And then this guy again. Yeah, what is this one? Why don't I have him labeled? I think that's gotta be, because I had Okanese poplar, laurel leaf willow, and an elm. So yeah, I think that's the elm. Yeah, they're coming good. Another Saskatoon. Carraganas are peeking through. This tree didn't do too well either. What was this? Another cherry plum. Both my cherry plums got nuked. Wow, so we'll have to replace those. That's the advantage in this system of getting different age trees, because then, okay, I'll just go buy another 3-year tree, which is, I think at wholesale, maybe 40, 50 bucks. But it fruits that year. Like that's what all these are. All these are all my emergent trees. Wow, that cherry is looking gnarly. They are all 3-year trees, and they're all like 40 to 50 bucks each. There's another one up there. And most of them are apples, plums. There's some cherries. I have bush cherries in here too. So, and then look at there. There's another one of our elderberries. Just beautiful. That was naturally here in the dry area of all this. Some volunteer cannabis. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is fun. This is a male cannabis. You can see it's got a set of nuts essentially. And there's a little wasp sleeping in there, a yellow jacket. There's a male plant and there's a female. And this will be kind of cool because this female will produce seeds, and I'll just let it do that. My smokables I've got in the high tunnel. And so they're separated, and hopefully the pollen of this doesn't reach those, because then that'll be a problem. Then I won't get as nice buds. But I'll get seeds. Maybe I can, reseed next year. Cannabis is quite amazing though. It is everywhere I plant it outside, some comes up next year in that same place. So magically they seem to drop seeds or repropagate themselves. I'm not sure which one it is. But I do separate them. When I'm growing for smoke, I do separate. Like I knock out the males. And so I shouldn't be producing seeds. But maybe I am somehow. Maybe I'm messing it up. That's my Honeycrisp apple. Yeah, Food Forest is doing very well. It's really liked this rain we've been having. You see the clover coming up? That's what I seeded. That's what I want. I just want that to take over. And these banks are tough because they're so exposed. This is straight south exposure. Like it's just, when it's dry, it just gets cooked here. So I want to just establish foliage. Yeah, we're done this rainy period. During that time, I should have just seeded more clover in here on top of all these weeds, because it'll smother weeds out. But yeah, folks, that's the Food Forest. It's doing very, very well. So first year.